welcome everyone. My name is Dino Girl and I work for the Travelling Natural History Museum, where we of course love everything natural history, particularly dinosaurs. Now, I don't know about you, but fossils are a little bit of an unknown entity. How on earth did we find them and where on earth did they come from? So we're going to start by having a little look at fossils. Imagine you're a dinosaur, okay? They say you're going to be at least 65 million years old. You're tromping along. Here we have an iguanodon with his opposable thumbs and their thumb spikes. Okay, so he's minding his own business, perhaps chewing on a leaf or two, and then, oh dear, something happens and he dies. Quite often, there'll be a little bit of time where some of the softer parts of the body will decompose, leaving just a skeleton. So now your iguana skeleton is lying on the ground, not doing anything. So we're going to put him in to the ground. And then what happens is some form of mud or sediment then often comes and covers the body completely. Whoa. Dino Girl's making a mess. Whoa. So lots and lots of sediment. Sometimes the sediment can, like I am doing, be consisting of something like sand. Okay, so it gradually covers your dinosaur and completely covers him. So you can't see a dinosaur anymore. And over the years, millions and millions of years, more things, rocks and boulders maybe, also come and lie on the top of your dinosaur skeleton. And they start to press down on your skeleton. And then after a certain time, the components of the soil infiltrate the bones until the skeleton actually turns rock hard. It turns to stone. And then over another period, a long period of time, things move. Okay, the earth moves slightly all the time. Sometimes we have earthquakes, sometimes cliffs, parts of cliffs fall away. And then one day, our stone in the shape of our skeleton emerges. But perhaps only a tiny little bit of tail remains, or a thumb spike, which is what happened in Iguanodon's case, where his thumb spike was found and the people first thought that it came from his nose. So fossils take millions of years to form, and they excite people a lot because they not only tell us about creatures that we don't see anymore, creatures that have gone extinct like the dinosaurs, but they also tell us quite a lot about creatures of today and the evolution that has occurred over that time. So fossil hunters are very excited people. They love to go fossil hunting. Paleontologists who study fossils, they also love to find a good fossil. But what do you need if you're going to be a fossil hunter? First of all, you need some kit. So Dino Girl has got her safety hat because she's going out into the field. Maybe you need some safety goggles. Maybe these aren't very good. Maybe they're not quite the true safety goggle article, but I like them. And also you're going to need other parts of your kit, which you might need a kit bag for. So here is a picture of a paleontologist's kit bag that they would take out into the field. This is a typical amount of things, okay, equipment that a paleontologist might take out. So we've got a GPS, we've got chisels, and we've got the all-important rock hammer. A rock hammer is a very important piece of kit for paleontologists because it can use an amount of strength to break through and crack through the rock, but then you can do finer work with your chisel end. And if that's not good enough, then you need your chisel and your hammer to crack through the rock. So what's so exciting? Why do they get so excited? Well, finding a fossil is a bit like receiving a present. You've received a present. Now, do you think if you're looking for a fossil in the ground, you want to rip open a present? Or do you think you want to open it nice and slowly and gently, making sure that what's inside, if it's fragile, doesn't break? You're right, it's the second one. You've got to be very careful. If you go in with too much excitement, you might break your fossil and not see all the clues that they contain. But then the other thing about fossil hunting is when you've opened your present, there's no gift inside. Oh, so you've been and spent all that patience and time carefully opening your present. There's no gift inside. That is very annoying. Imagine if you came to a tree at Christmas and there were thousands of gifts under the tree, loads, and you open them carefully, but most of them don't have any gifts inside. So you get more excited and more frustrated. Oh, yeah. Still no gift. Maybe this one. I wonder. Wow. Finally, your patience has paid off. Let's hope you didn't get too overexcited and broke your fossil. You finally found something that you think has got a fossil because you can see clues in the stone. Can you see clues in this stone? Does this look like a normal stone to you? Or can you see some part of the stone that looks a bit different? How about this bit? Oh, trying not to do it with, I'll bring you forward. How about that? Can you see the clue? What could be inside this stone? Because that doesn't look like a normal stone to me. These are what's called fossil nodules. Okay, a fossil hunter will get very excited when he finally comes across one of these, a fossil nodule. Because if he is very careful, or she is very careful, she can actually crack open the nodule and the fossil, if it's not been broken, can be revealed inside, and that will be the first time that light has shone on that creature, on that fossilized creature, for well over 65 million years. So let's get rid of some of this. And let's look at how you get your fossil out of the stone. So I've made a solid surface here so that I don't break my table. And now I'm going to bring in the fossils I collected earlier. Okay, so you've come in from the field and you've got your collection of what you believe are fossil nodules. Wow, fantastic. Yes, lots of clues in that one. Not sure about this one, maybe it's just a normal stone. Time to find out. So, patience and care required if you're a paleontologist or a fossil hunter. Can't stress it enough. Also, safety. So, you need your safety goggles. Even on my rock hammer, it says wear safety goggles. We all have to do it. We've all got to wear them. Now, do you think if I want to get the fossil out of this stone, do you think that I need to give it a massive big hit with my hammer? Or do you think I need to go very, very carefully? You've got it, very carefully. So I'm going to examine my stone, look for a weakness or a line that I think might work well. I'm going to place my chisel and I'm going to start work. Moving carefully round to the next bit. What I want to do is kind of score a line around the stone. Starting to get a line. Some bits are crumbling off. So far, so good. Okay, I've started to get some parts of the stone, and that could be my fossil inside. I'm going to carry on. Always being aware that if I hit this too hard, I may just crack straight through the fossil, and that would spoil it. Whoa. And that looks to me like we might be through. There's a sort of a round shape. So I'm going to just use my chisel end of my rock hammer. See, Daisy, forgive me. See, paleontologists and fossil hunters, the modern world doesn't stop for us, even though we're looking into prehistoric. Oh, we are almost there. My goodness. Hold on, folks. I've got it. I've got it. So the light is going to hit the fossil for the first time in likely over 65 million years. I wonder what we're going to see inside. Wow. Look at that. That surely isn't a stone, is it? Now, I wonder if any of you can guess what creature has just been emerged with the use of my fossil hunting tools. This conical shaped creature is called an ammonite. Okay, we've got a positive and a negative, where the positive sits proud and the negative dips in. So positive and negative ammonite. Oops. Well done, Dino Girl. There we go. Now, fossil hunters really like to find ammonites because they teach us an awful lot about the creatures that were in these seas right at the end of the dinosaurs. Sadly, they died out at the same time as the dinosaurs. But we love fossils so much at Travelling Natural History that we actually make and produce our own moulds so that we can actually produce copies of the real thing. Okay. And here's one that I made earlier. So we use a mixture, special mixture, pour it into our mould. And when it's set solid, it's completely dry, solid, paintable, and of course, exact copy of an ammonite or any other creature that we have. So we have lots of different fossil moulds because we love fossils so much. Here we have here a Carcharodontosaurus tooth, and oops, there you go. Here's the tooth it was made from. So you see, you get an exact copy of a Carcharodontosaurus meat-eating dinosaur's tooth. Now the detail is so fine that if I hold it up close to the camera, you may be able to see tiny jiggity-jaggedy edge on the edge of the tooth because the fossil is so well preserved. Now, occasionally, it's not just about fossils. Although we love fossils at Travelling Natural History, sometimes we find something different, a different type of gift. Here I have, from a completely different area, as you can see, the colour of this rock is more sandy. So, if I'm a geologist or a paleontologist and I find one of these, I can see a few clues in here, and I think that this has got something exciting inside it. So again, I'm going to get my rock hammer and I'm going to very carefully give it a tap. And how about this? Imagine finding this when you're out in the field. Oh, we've got some really beautiful, shiny, sparkly crystals in there. Can you see them sparkling? Now these are called geodes, and again, they're very useful for telling geologists a lot about the area that they're digging in. Okay, well, boys and girls, I hope you have enjoyed Dino Girl's talk and demonstration and a little step in time, oops, a little step back in time and have a little look at the fossils. I'll explain to you now why I have Spinosaurus sitting on my dino desk. I don't know if any of you recognised him. He's quite distinctive as a dinosaur because he has a sail on his back, you see here. Quite a distinctive sail. And if you look at Spinosaurus, the biggest of the meat-eating dinosaurs, in case you weren't aware, if you look at Spinosaurus's snout, you will notice that he has quite a crocodilian snout. It's much longer, a different shape to your typical dinosaur head. We've got an Alice head sitting here joining us today. But this Spinosaurus, okay, from finding fossils of him, we have been debating for quite a while about his diet and the way he hunted, because his long crocodilian snout suggests that he ate fish. Okay, we know he ate the fish, and possibly that maybe even swam around or dove down to find and eat his prey. But it's only been until very, very recently, the last couple of years of some very, very good and thorough work over in Morocco, that we actually now know from fossils alone that Spinosaurus had a tail very similar to a newt, and that it's almost certain now that he was in fact a swimming dinosaur, an aquatic dinosaur. So where all other dinosaurs we know have been living and roaming on the land, we now think we've found the move back into the sea with Spinosaurus. A newt-like tail. This is not a very good picture, but that is actually what people think he now would have looked like, with his flat, long, newt-like tail. Okay. So fossils are not just fun, although we love to find them over at Travelling Natural History, and if you're a fossil hunter you love to find a fossil, but actually they're so important. They teach us and are in fact the only clues to natural history and the animals that lived all those millions of years ago. So, not to be knocked. Well, thank you very much for listening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed a little mini show, a step into the natural history paleontological world with Dino Girl. I hope to see you soon. You can find us on travellingnaturalhistory.com if you want to find out more about what we do.